This is one of the weirdest YouTube beefs in history because in this situation, it's weird to take a side. I'm not necessarily saying someone's right, someone's wrong, but you just listen to them babble back and forth and you just go, wow, are both of you really making yourselves look dumb here? I'm talking about the Keemstar versus H3H3 thing that's going on. H3H3 kind of started this after making a video on Keemstar. Keemstar's responded, this, that, and the other. They're going so back and forth right now. But what really makes this even worse is that in his video about Keemstar, H3H3 brought up Etika. We all know who Etika, is. He was the YouTuber that dealt a lot with depression and all this stuff, and he ended up taking his own life. And that was a sad day. And basically what H3H3, I'll just call him Ethan, was trying to say was that Keem was responsible, or the reason that Etika decided to end his life, even though it's been said by Etika's family members and Keemstar that's all false. I mean, God, I don't think Keem was either. I mean, he's not that great of a human being, but I would like to think that he wouldn't stoop that low in this case. I mean, Etika was a fan of Keemstar, and Etika wouldn't want anything like this to happen. So in the end, it's like, why would Keemstar do that in the first place? Why would he want to do that in the first place? After the whole Alex is a thing and the, whole thing about calling the wrong old man a child diddler. It's just been all, he's dealt with a lot already, and now you're throwing this at him, trying to make him look horrible, and now it's just kind of like, okay, I'm on Keem's side here, but then Keemstar makes a video, and he titles it the H3H3 video part 1 Etika, and I'm just like, seriously, why are you bringing a guy in this that shouldn't have been brought in this in the first place? This is just something that you don't do. If you like Ethan, if you're trying to prove a point here, I get that you want to cancel him. It's the whole cancel culture thing and whatnot, this, that, and the other. Cancel culture is dumb, but you should have at least the decency to go, this isn't factual what I'm giving right here. This isn't, a given fact, so I'll just leave this out because not only do we not know the true story behind this, or we do or we don't, whatever, but this is also a very controversial topic that, you should probably leave out of the video. Instead, you decided to leave it in there so that way you can make Keem look more like a bad guy, and then, you knew he was going to respond to this, and now that he's responding, it's like, man, I mean, I'm not so much freaking out over Keem, backing up the whole Etika thing, but it's just like in this case, Etika was brought up for no reason. In this case, this has nothing to do with him, so I don't know why this keeps just spreading toward this and that, and like, oh, Etika this, Etika that, and now we're hearing things about, Keemstar did end up calling this guy after his, after this guy's father died, and this guy was hesitant to go to his father's funeral, but Keem actually flew to that guy's state, went to his father's funeral, just so the guy would end up going to his own father's funeral. That's a nice gesture right there. And I've heard him, talk to people who are feeling down, depressed, and all this stuff, and even though the tweet by Boogie2988 would tell you that, oh, well, if you still tell yourself that you're no good enough, he's just going to call you a depressed bitch and whatever. I mean, he's just... Say what you want about that, but at least he's reaching out to people and whatnot, and like I said, I just don't truly think that he would do that to Etika, a fan of the channel, and someone who is just was known for being super, super depressive. In this case, it's just like, leave all this out. Talk all the other shit. Oh yeah, that time you miscredited that guy as a child diddler? Or the one time you called Alex the N-word? It's just like, those are at least valid enough points, the misinformation and the dropping of a racial slur, but this, it just seems out of the ordinary, and now they're just making themselves both look stupid in this situation. There really is no winner. I mean, like I said, I don't really agree with the whole thing about Ethan saying, oh yeah, Keem was the reason that Etika took his own life. I don't believe that. And with Keem, I just kind of feel like, you know, he can't let it sweep under the rug, but at the same point in time, all you really had to say was, why would you bring up something that in this case is more false than we know, and something that isn't necessarily relevant to what you're talking about? It's just, I don't know, I guess Ethan's just pushing too hard to hit that cancel button on Keemstar, and I don't know, there's been two or three times where people are like, Keemstar's done, Keemstar this, Keemstar's done, and now all of a sudden, here it is, and it's glorifying bringing deceased people into arguments, and it's glorifying the fact that, oh, you know, if you do anything bad in your life, just anything bad, that you don't deserve a second chance. You don't deserve to try to better yourself. Anytime someone makes one mistake, oh, they're automatically canceled, even though human beings make mistakes all the time, no matter how major or minor it is. Everyone's going to make a mistake that they have to learn from, and it's their choice whether they want to change themselves from that mistake or not, or learn from that mistake. It's just how the world works. But some people don't see it that way, and to me, I hate to say it, but I think Ethan was just making that video so he can gather up the views a little bit, because nobody gave a shit about Keemstar right now. He's just out doing his own thing. Nobody really gave a shit, and now all of a sudden, now that Ethan's brought him back up, we're like, oh, Keemstar, I forgot about him. Look at all the bad stuff he did. Oh my god, and it's just like, you know, you're really reaching in the bag now for views and stuff, aren't you, Ethan? And I hate to say that, because I think H3H3 is, you know, one of the more OGs of YouTube. He's been around for a while and has had some entertaining content, but lately it's just been so unwatchable, and I don't understand. I mean, at least people who have evolved over time, like PewDiePie, like Smosh, like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Rooster Teeth, you know, over the years, they've at least adapted and, you know, evolved and have been able to keep that success going. With Ethan, it's like he's there, but he doesn't want to change his mentality. He's so anti-change that it just seems that he's just chasing things now at this point, because he knows that the rest of his content isn't going to get the views that it is. Plus, his podcast got more boring. Like, it wasn't that great to begin with, but at least when he would bring people on, especially if it was someone he was feuding with, he would always try to, you know, let them speak, let them do this, let them do that. But now it's just all kind of like, you know, he's brought on Trisha Paytas to talk shit about her many times, and it's like, I don't know why you're doing that. That's unprofessional. Even if you hate this person, and it's been stated that you hate this person, if you're bringing them on to a podcast to basically tell their side of things, then it's best to let them talk, because that's how you're supposed to handle these situations. But he just doesn't have that anymore. I don't know. I really don't know. And I mean, Keemstar is Keemstar. That's all I gotta say. We all know about him. We all know what he's done. I don't necessarily need to, you know, introduce you to him, because you've probably been introduced somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it for me. I think I wanted to make this video more of the whole thing about, like, look at what power and this whole cancel feeling can do to you, because now Keemstar's out of his sponsorship with G Fuel after all this, and that also makes me think that Ethan, you know, knew that he was big enough that he has that power push to make people go and, oh, G Fuel, this guy did this, supposedly did that, you should drop him, and now look what happened. G Fuel dropped Keemstar. So I don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? But until then, be kind to each other, stay safe out there, wash your damn hands, and I will catch you all in the next one.